Hello and welcome to Patched. I'm your host, Paul James. Today I'm joined by Missing No, Matto Phillips. How's things, mate?
Missing go. Well, let's hope it doesn't turn up again. That was just ridiculous.
Video just went to
Absolutely.
shit right before we started the show out of nowhere. So, and then all of a sudden you just slightly got a little bit more pixelated on my end. So who knows? Missing No might be on the way. But
well, infinite rare candies for everyone. Then if that's the case.
Jeez, the references are flying nicely early in this episode. All right, so the games industry acquisition season kind of is hit a big peak, I suppose, at this point. Microsoft has now finally locked down Activision. And so at the same time that news is breaking, we're not going to wade into that really because there's not a lot, I think, left to be said at this particular point. They own them. The deal's finally done. We can stop talking about it.
We can move on with our lives, finally.
Well, up to a point. It's probably only a matter of time before they start talking about, now, this is coming to Game Pass and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I guess another conversation that's bubbled up at the exact same time, kind of linked in with all the acquisitions and stuff, is the fact that Disney, like Bob Iger, the head of Disney, who's everyone's favourite person at the moment because he's a bit of a dick and treats his writers and actors poorly and makes a shitload of money on their efforts. He's being nudged by his executive team to maybe dive a little more deeply into video games and go and buy a big publisher in the process. So, I guess we can kind of open things wide open here. They've obviously got some history with a range of different publishers and manufacturers, right down to the fact that like Spider-Man 2, as we record this, is coming out in just a matter of days. By the time this episode goes live, my review of the game is already on Player 2, so please go check that out. Also review discussions and all that sort of stuff too. But they're being nudged to work with EA, who they partnered with for 10 years with the Star Wars license. There was 2 Battlefronts, there was Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and I don't know if Survivor kind of is part of that, but there was also, what was the X-Wing style game? Star Wars...
Oh, the X-Wing one. Oh,
yeah,
Rogue. Is it Rogue?
Yeah, Rogue. Yeah, was it just Rogue? Or are we mixing that with Rogue? Like, because there was Rogue One.
Rogue Squadron. Yeah, hang on. Let's just have a look. Star Wars.
Came out in 2020, if I recall.
Rogue Squadron's come up. That doesn't help me at all.
Let's see.
Star Wars. Let's just put in Star Wars games. It might be a bit easy if I just put in Star Wars games. Squadrons. No.
Squadrons. Yeah, no, that's it. Squadrons. Yeah. It wasn't the Rogue part. It was the Squadron part. So yeah, I guess like there was that I guess was kind of an up and down pairing in the end. Battlefront 2 has ended up really, really good from all reports for how many people are still left playing it. The Jedi Star Wars Fallen Order and Survivor games have been excellent, but I think that's all Respawn and definitely not an EA related thing.
Definitely
but,
not an EA thing.
Should Disney go and buy a publisher, and if so, who? Well, I mean, I guess should they? No, we'd love to see them build themselves up if they're going to enter the space. But since it seems like they're being nudged to go that way, so if that next tier under Bob Iger is nudging them to do it, then it's only a matter of time before he does it, because he'll just see dollar signs eventually. So since they're going to do it, who should they go and get?
Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out who would be the best. You could probably say, depends if the Star Wars game goes well, you could go Ubisoft. But I don't think they would. You never know. Depends how much of money that they throw on the table, because Disney owns everything. If they're not very good at making something, they'll just go buy someone to do it for them. Like, they're live action movies. They weren't very good at it, so they got Marvel. They brought Star Wars, and pretty much have been milking that ever since.
Yeah. I don't know about you, actually. As an aside, I'm way behind on all of their Star Wars content these days.
Oh, so am I. I think the last one I watched was Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I haven't watched anything since.
I think I've even finished that. Oh, no, I finished that.
I finished it. I thought, yeah, that's good enough. I'm going to stop watching Star Wars now.
But I haven't watched Andor. I haven't watched Ahsoka, and I really want to watch Ahsoka, but I just haven't got there. It's too much. It's too much of a good thing. And that will probably extend, like, I guess that segue there, like, extends kind of into the whole games thing, because you can imagine whoever they buy, and, if they go a big publisher, so let's think EA, Ubisoft, someone like that, they're going to look to try and use most of their teams to start making Marvel games and Star Wars games. It's going to get insane.
And then they're probably going to throw in Indiana Jones as well for just cause.
that extremely relevant franchise today.
Yes, just revamp it again so people remember it. And I don't know what other things that they own. I don't know. Howard the Duck. They can try and make that a good thing.
Oh, jeez, Howard the Duck.
I say good luck with that, if you can.
And the other half of the thing is like if they go and buy some big publisher, because they're going to throw all of their resources at, well, you'd imagine they're going to ask them to throw most of their resources at established Disney things like Star Wars, like Marvel, like Howard the Duck. All of the franchises these studios already own, I feel like they're just going to wither and die. Like, you won't see Battlefield. Let's suppose it's EA. You're not going to see Battlefield anymore. It's Battlefront forever, probably going forward. Racing games will all become some form of Star Wars related thing.
Just be cars. That's all it is. Just be cars.
And actually, it's just occurred to me, EA's already kind of working on more stuff as well because they're doing the Iron Man game. I think they're working on the Iron Man game and potentially even that Black Panther title, if I recall, or Black Panther and Captain America or whatever it was called.
I don't even know. Like I've like you said, say like Star Wars, I've completely lost track of everything Marvel as well. I watched Endgame, I thought that'll do donkey, and just gave up then. I watched a few others after that, but I just didn't care. I was just like, I got other things to watch, and then everyone went on strike, so I tried to catch up, and I couldn't do that either.
Yeah, it's
because there's still too much stuff to watch.
I'm about 20 movies behind, I think, at the very least. But yeah, EA is working on a Black Panther game with a new team that they've spun up called Cliffhanger, that is led by the studio head that worked on Shadow of Mordor. So at least they've got some like cool talent at the top there, and maybe that says a little bit. Yeah, Shadow of Mordor, the good one, not Shadow of War.
The good one, not War. Yeah, good. Not the boring one, the good one.
And I'm sure there was a Captain America video game, but I can't.
Who knows? Nobody knows.
I'm sure there was something along those lines.
A Captain America game. Great.
No, I'm not going to go looking for it now. But there was definitely something along those lines anyway. But yeah, you just imagine like all of the stuff like Dead Space. We probably don't see that anymore.
Medal of Honor.
Medal of Honor.
About that.
Well, that's probably fine. But, what else? I mean, all of what happens to BioWare at that point? They probably go and work on KOTOR and actually nail it, considering what's going on at Aspire.
Like, they'll go, hey, that's our game. Let us fix it up and make it right, Sony.
Yeah. So, well, to be fair, not Sony's fault, but
not Sony's fault, but it's still like it's first party. Then they look at it and go, this is shit.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Yeah, redo that one.
But maybe it might give life to BioWare because we haven't seen BioWare for a long time.
They keep kicking that Dragon Age can down what's it called, Dreadwolf? Surely that's got to come out next year. Surely.
And we saw one Mass Effect trailer many years ago and haven't seen anything or heard anything since. And yeah, it's just one of those things. Maybe they'll just give them some life because just remember they are a pro at space games. So Disney has a space game. But it's Star Wars, but
it is Star Wars.
And they worked on Star Wars, so it's a full circle almost. It's just space, Star Wars, BioWare.
My real hope for them is to kind of do what they're currently doing, which is just go and target developers who are keen to make a certain type of game and see if that, like, in the same way that they approach Spider-Man. I mean, you can see that. Did you play what was it called on the Xbox One? Sunset Overdrive?
Yes. The Insomniac game.
Yeah, the Insomniac game. Like, that game has so much that it shares with Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2 in terms of the way it plays. It's kind of crazy. And so, like, they had the talent there, they had the skill set already, and they were able to translate it over to an IP and absolutely nail it. And I think we're seeing similar sorts of things with some of these other franchises. It seems like they're going around a bit like who did it before? No, sorry, a bit like what has started to happen with the Marvel games. They're starting to do the same thing with Star Wars as well. They're going and picking their targets a little bit. You know, we'll go work with Respawn on Jedi Survivor because they can do that sort of thing. We'll go and work with Respawn again on a
Ubisoft.
first-person shooter because they can do Titanfall and all those sorts of things, so that'll work too. They're going to Ubisoft for Outlaws. They've got a more story-based thing. Like they're trying to flesh out this world of the new, no, the not the old Republic, the new Republic, the High Republic, that other era that's even way further back apparently. So they went and spoke to Quantic Dream, the team who, I mean, you may or may not like your Heavy Rains and your Detroits and all those sorts of things, but like their focus is storytelling, and so they get to build out this whole new world. They're being strategic about who they pick up, and I just hope they continue to do that rather than just own.
Just buy, yeah. Just throw money at a developer and go, hey, make this game for us.
Yeah.
It'd probably be an easier thing to do too. It's just instead of spending big amount of money and then that's all you got, nothing else. Where you can just ship around and just go, hey, you can make games that we want you to make. They could go to Square Enix for some stupid reason, unknown, whatever game they're playing, just say, hey, you're good at role-playing games. Make this for us.
But don't make it the Avengers, all right? Please don't do the Avengers.
Make a goofy JRPG for us.
Yeah. I mean, it was Square Enix. I mean, they're not there anymore, but it was Square Enix Montreal, whatever I think it was, that did Guardians of the Galaxy. That was awesome. Oh. So they've they've had talent in the past that can do it.
So I was to say, Kingdom Hearts Disney, or did it have Disney characters, or was that?
Yeah, that's a weird one. Like it's a Square Enix thing, but they use the Disney license to get Mickey and Donald, Goofy, and then a whole bunch of other Disney characters, but then cross it over with Final Fantasy characters, and I don't know. It's Kingdom Hearts is a shit show, and anyone watching and listening who likes it, you got bad taste.
Oh.
And this comes from someone who likes JRPGs. You got bad taste.
This was coming from a guy who was once said he was going to finish all Kingdom Hearts games.
Yeah,
and never did.
It's just that storyline's a joke. And anyone who says it makes coherent sense.
Even the name is a joke. It's just 2 point, like the equivalent of what's the equation of pi. That's pretty much what one of their game titles were. I thought this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Pretty much.
Be normal. But no, we can't do that.
So if there was a team that let's kind of ignore big publisher acquisitions because we'll go down the path of like individual teams, maybe that model they're kind of working on at the moment. If there was a team that you'd love to see work on either a Marvel or a Star Wars game, do you have a team in mind that you'd be like, yeah, these guys, like I want them to work on this type of game, maybe this franchise, whatever it happens to be. Just got a team that you think would be just right up to it straight away.
Some reason I just thought straight away, just go From Software, just make it absolutely painful for those poor kids who just want to play their hero in a game and just constantly die over and over again.
The final boss is obviously Darth Vader in that, right? You just get obliterated by Darth Vader.
Deadpool game where all you do is die and just resurrect again.
That's kind of cool. That's really cool, actually. FromSoft doing... yeah, okay. Deadpool. We've got our thumbnail. Holy shit. FromSoft doing a Deadpool game. That'd be awesome.
It's right up there. You die, you're Deadpool. What's Deadpool going to do? Just resurrect again. Respawn. Done.
And when you find, like when you come back, your souls that you've dropped, it's they're all the punchlines that you left behind. You just got to go get them. And
then when Deadpool gets bored, he'll just go up to the screen and just start talking to you for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
This could be unreal.
Break that fourth wall as Deadpool does best.
I'm all about it.
Just have every pop culture reference ever in existence. It's just even just making fun of previous Soul games.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like a superhero because I threw that question at you, but then didn't really have an answer in my own head. I'm just trying to think of even some of a lot of their big heroes are now starting to get made into games again. I feel like I want to see like a Hulk game really thrive. And I feel like a Japanese team that does some of those big kaiju battling style games is the right sort of team for it, where he just goes through and just obliterates everything. But also be like dumb, stupid fun. You're probably not leaning too heavily into narrative if you go down that path.
So if THQ is still good, because they did Red Faction, all you did in that was just blow up and break everything, but THQ's now they're not very good. They're rubbish.
No, we don't want
to go there. I'm trying to think of another developer that does good demolition physics, and I can't. Oh, who did Just Cause? I'm trying to think.
Nah, it's not coming to me.
Not Idios,
I
is
can
it?
pick him. No, it's not Eidos.
Oh, yes.
Oh wait, no, Just Cause. It might be an Eidos job actually.
I can't remember. I know Hitman was at one stage, but then they moved over to someone else. Was it Square Enix? I can't remember. Then they went to Warner Brothers. So trying to think. What
It was Avalanche. Avalanche.
Avalanche. That's the one.
But yeah, Square Enix, I believe, still owns them. They weren't one of the Western teams that they sold off.
Oh damn.
I think. I don't know. It's a mess. And the most recent Just Cause thing also was a mobile game that got cancelled. But it got cancelled earlier this year, apparently.
What is it with people and going to mobile? I understand everyone's on a mobile.
Money.
I get that. Money as well, because people are just suckers when they're sitting on the train go, oh, hey, you need more dollary dues to get to this next level. And I'm just thought, no, I'm not playing this anymore.
Look, I can still deal with mobile games. I mean, as people have... I've mentioned in previous episodes, like I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter now in the last... whatever it's been. Last few weeks.
3 weeks?
Even now, I'm like, oh, there's a Kulu in my backyard. Great, let's kill it.
Another Pookie just outside there.
And for what it's worth, I'm killing it right now. There you go. Done. Weak as piss. I'm
trying to think at the top of my head. Like I'm trying to think of developers.
I want to see CD Projekt Red doing something.
Oh yes.
That'd be really, really cool.
But what character? But that's the question. What character would you go?
Yeah, that's the harder part.
Maybe they just make an Avengers game and show Square Enix
how it's done.
How it's done with story.
I feel like they'll be scared to go near the Avengers for a while off the back of.
Oh yeah.
Off the back of that game. Any other thoughts at all? Anyone you want to see work on a Star Wars game?
Oh, that's. I was not from.
There's already enough of them as is, but. Well, yeah, I guess you've already kind of touched on Star Wars.
No, I don't know. I think Respawn already do a good enough job with the Star Wars franchise, and Ubisoft's Outlaws is looking good. So I don't really think what else would you do?
Yeah,
make a board game, Monopoly, Star Wars Monopoly. Everyone's favorite. Star Wars Snap.
Oh. And I think the main thing there that probably comes out of your comment is the fact that like let's not see too many Star Wars games. Like we're probably Star Warsed out for the most part. So
or even Marveled out at one stage.
Oh yeah, Marveled out too.
Or even look like we said, go back to the TV shows. You see, oh here's another spin-off. You just think, oh great, just another one.
I believe Loki is meant to be really, really good, but then you get crap like Miss Hulk or She-Hulk.
Miss Marvel and all this. I don't know. It's just like it's very up and down. That's all I can say. People say, "Oh, it's really good," then they come back another time and go, "Oh, this is rubbish."
Yeah.
It's like The Mandalorian. Everyone doesn't seem to like the third season of Mandalorian. I stopped watching The Mandalorian. He got to Mandor and it's like, "Yep, that's it. I don't need to watch anymore." He has fulfilled his mission of I've got to get to
being a Mandalorian in Mandor.
Like,
done.
Right, done. Credits, roll it, done. I don't need to watch anymore.
Cut it. Let's go. Well, I guess on that note, then cut it and go. We'll do the same. Any other thoughts at all?
Like we said, I really wish people would stop
buying
companies, not people. People can buy whatever they want. Companies, on the other hand, make your own goddamn develop or gaming studios.
Build them up.
Buying other people's.
Do what EA has done with this cliffhanger team that they're building up. That's cool.
Yes.
Good guy EA out of nowhere.
Yeah. Never thought I'd say that either. Good guy EA after their sheer stupidity for many, many years.
Their surprise mechanics.
But it's just the thing that other people are doing even stupider things than EA these days, like Unity, which with that is now at the top of sheer stupidity things to do. When I read that, I read what happens. Like that is it's like whoever thought of that idea should be kicked out the door.
John Riccatello, he has left. He left. And also,
so
for what it's worth, he was also the head of EA when they were at their absolute worst, funnily enough.
Oh, so there is a pattern going on here.
Yeah, it's a bit like old mate Don Matrick, where he just, everywhere he goes, he kills the company. Microsoft went to what's that? Zynga, killed them.
The Zune? He didn't kill the Zune.
He probably did the Zune.
That was a stupid idea. But I mean, when I heard what the whole Unity thing is, I know we got off topic, but I just looked at that and thought, that's the stupidest thing ever. It's like if someone was really angry with a developer, they could just uninstall, reinstall, like a lot, and put them out of business. Just
Yeah.
it's like, oh,
You just
like,
get a bot to do it as well, so you don't have to
how
waste
do
your
you
own time.
not think of that? It's like when out of every idea you think, oh yeah, this is a great idea. Every time they install it, we'll charge them. And think, well, why was it they uninstall it and then reinstall it?
And
do it
also, you're not
1,000
charging the
times?
player, the person who's actually using it. You're charging the person
No,
who
you're charging
made
the
thing.
company.
Yeah, makes no sense.
It's just, oh man, I was just looked down and thought, oh, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like we've heard some stupid things people say, do, whatever, but that just tops it.
It's right up there.
Sheer stupidity.
Well, on that note, we'll wrap things up. If you enjoyed this episode of Patch, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All the buttons down below. Visit the website player2.net.au where you'll see my review of Spider-Man 2, the game we've been kind of referencing loosely at different stages. There's a review discussion there as well that I've done with. It'll be live before this episode goes live, but with Ryan Betson and Max Cooper from the Pop Culturists to talk all about it. With a spoiler cast to come in the future, which will be cool. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, kicking a few bucks. And then finally, there's Twitter, Matto.
Matto_Phil.
Paul James Games myself. The website's player2au. And until next week, enjoy. Don't buy up any big companies. Just play your games and enjoy them. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you later.
Buy a hot dog or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're good for you. Good for the soul.
Yeah. Wait, you lose 14 minutes of your life after every hot dog.